correct broadcast position. Actually, I have just been informed by Apex Wrestling Management that this match is now for the Tag Team Championships. So, referee, if you can make it official.
Well, then pardon me. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a Tag Team Gauntlet match. And is for the Canadian Apex Wrestling Tag Team Championship.
You ready? Let's do it.
Well, Jordan, it is a night of surprises. I was just told in the back that now this match, originally scheduled to be a #1 Contenders Tag Team Gauntlet match, due to the relinquishing of the titles earlier tonight by DTA due to injury, this Gauntlet match is now for the Tag Team Championships.
Well, this Gauntlet match just got a lot more interesting, and we got somebody who is looking to reclaim them, the West Coast Heavies, or as I like to call them, the West Coast Buffoons.
Buffoons?
Buffoons, because all they, heavy, that's all they got. It's all they do out there. Look, he's already started. He's already started.
See many people
Unbelievable.
in the crowd doing the Heavies chant, but I can't help but notice that Matt Bronson coming to the ring here only with Lance Skulls.
Yeah, maybe
Sean
we'll see
Murphy,
him in the ring finally.
We will see in action later tonight in our main event. Last man standing match, but Todd Quality still suffering an injury he sustained at Jamestown in a hellacious brawl with the Ashes. So I'm not sure what Matt Bronson is going to do here tonight. Is he going to try to run the gauntlet alone?
Well, we know Matt Bronson has some tricks up his sleeve. You have to imagine the Lionsgate heavyweight has something in mind.
Business. Anyone who knows anything knows that Trev Dealey Motorcycles, Trev Dealey Harley Davidson, it's like a landmark in Vancouver, baby. So it is a real big deal that we're here tonight, baby. Let's go! Now, myself, I grew up about 3 blocks from the venue on Skeena Street, so it goes without saying that Vancouver is heavy country. Missing a 6'4", 270-pound beauty, Todd Quality. Where are you, baby? Where? Now, I'm not gonna let the people down. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna run the gauntlet myself, baby. Let's go!
No. We are not doing that. We're not running the gauntlet ourselves. There's no need for that. I don't know I ain't gonna wrestle, but I will give someone the opportunity to wrestle. That's right. That's right. One of you fine people out there, it is your lucky night. You can be heavy. Who out there wants to be heavy?
Someone could be heavy for a night?
Well, I knew they were stupid. I didn't know they were that stupid.
Look at the arms going up. People wanting a tag team championship opportunity here.
Well, it seems everybody wants to hang with the heavies.
We appreciate you buying the t-shirt. $40 get yours now. There's got to be somebody out there. Somebody.
And perhaps they found...
It's too heavy. Too heavy.
Well, I think that's the first time I've heard of somebody being too heavy to join the West Coast Heavies.
What else you got?
Unbelievable.
Well, Matt Bronson just came over here to the broadcast position to throw some water on the hot-tempered Jordan Dobrew, but Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell, who was just in the concession stand, not scheduled for action here tonight, is the impromptu partner for Matt Bronson.
Well, what a surprise they found Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell over at the bar. Can't be too shocked there, but I also want to know how he got in here. Who let this guy in here?
Big Rig just here for the excitement. It is a lively atmosphere at Trev Dealey Motorcycles, and it doesn't get more lively than the man from the open road, Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell.
And we'll see who is out first to challenge Big Rig and Matt Bronson.
Well, that sounds like the music of the Cordova Corporation. Of course, we just saw Van Bruggen perhaps shorten the career of Bushido Brown, and now we will see if this destruction can continue as Scotty Mack and Devin Shooter enter this gauntlet for the Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, well, two men to keep an eye on. As you know very well, Peter Brown, they held those CAW Tag Team Championships for a long, long time. And I think the Cordova Corporation is looking to add back some gold.
And look, there is the monster, and why do you need four guys to come out here in this tag team gauntlet match?
Well, you don't know. Sean Murphy is here after all. He does have a match later, but he could maybe stick his nose in this tag team business that he's not a part of at the moment. So, strength in numbers is what the Cordova Corporation is going for, I believe.
Well, they are an impressive combination, to be sure. The 51st state, Scotty Mack and Devin Shooter. And of course, you'll recall at an earlier event, it was Devin Shooter who was placed out of action due to an injury sustained at the foot of Air Adonis, who leapt over the ring and broke his orbital.
Scotty Mack, one of the most decorated professional wrestlers, not even in the Pacific Northwest, not even in Canada, all time one of the most decorated professional wrestlers is Scotty Mack, and he's looking to add those CAW championships back on to the shelf.
Yeah, and with the outside backup of Ty Cordova, and there you see him, Van Bruggen. The odds may be stacked in the favor of the Cordova Corporation. Of course, I don't know how much Big Rig and Matt Bronson will be able to get on the same page. I mean, he just found him over there at the concession line.
Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of mentality Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell is in. Maybe he's had a couple of libations over at that white tent here at Trev Dealey, so we'll have to see if he's coordinated to go here to start off this gauntlet match.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a gauntlet match. Two teams will start in the ring. A team can be eliminated by pinfall, submission, disqualification, or countout. Once a team has been eliminated, the next team will enter. This will continue until all four teams have entered. The last team standing will be declared your winners and your new tag team champions.
Well, will either of these teams be able to run the gauntlet? And you can hear the heavies chant in support of Matt Bronson and Big Rig. What a tag team championship combination they would be. And head official Jesse Walker will be the man responsible for what is sure to be a hellacious match here.
Yeah, you never know who's going to come out of that back in a gauntlet match. You never know how long you're going to last in a gauntlet match. It really is the namesake standing true.
Yeah, cardiovascular conditioning obviously paramount in matches like these. I would have to imagine that the objective is to try to eliminate your opposition as quickly as possible, but all of these combatants are at the top of their game here in Canadian Apex Wrestling. I think it will be a challenge indeed to put any opponent away quickly, and we see the mind games forming at the outset here from the 51st state representing the Cordova Corporation. Quick tags from Scotty Mack and again to Devin Shooter trying to frustrate Matt Bronson and perhaps wind down all of his adrenaline as he came out here earlier.
Well, like you mentioned, Peter Brown, it's all about the cardio. Maybe that's what the 51st state is trying to do right now. Keep those, it's like hockey, you know, keep those short shifts moving 30 to 45 seconds and get someone new out there.
Well, I haven't done anything yet. I don't think he's even thrown a punch. They've tagged 4 or 5 times.
Well, you gotta let it breathe before you start.
And Bronson trying to take the breath away from Scotty Mack as he just sent him hard to the canvas. Getting those heavies chants behind him. And that, I'm sure, will get the ire of Scotty Mack as he once again face plants on the canvas.
And Lance Skull's biting off a bit more he can chew there ringside, jaw-jacking with Ty Cordova and Van Bruggen. I think if he was out here for the last match, he'd know that's a 7-foot-tall tree that you definitely don't want to bark up.
Yeah, absolutely not. Now back in the middle, Scotty Mack getting the advantage here with a boot to the midsection. Now a standing side headlock applied on the Lionsgate heavyweight, who reverses into a standing side headlock of his own, much to the cheers of this crowd here. Feels like they are partisan for the heavy representative. And now off the ropes, here comes Bronson. And the Lionsgate heavyweight showing why he has that moniker as he takes down Scotty Mack. And now tempo starts to increase here. Scotty Mack got caught. Dropped him on his head. Unbelievable. And that'll send Scotty Mack reeling to the corner here. Bronson from one side of the ring to the other. Big splash. Now off the ropes, and a clothesline sends down the illustrious one who seeks refuge in the corner with a tag to Devin Shooter, who missed, and now, oh my goodness, stalled. What power to keep the man almost in slow motion. Spine on the pine, Bronson is rolling. Tag into Big Rig to perhaps put him away here as he drops down. Big splash into the cover. 1, 2, and oh! Jesse just says 2 as Big Rig, his first legal action in the match here, almost put away Devin Shooter.
And Big Rig going to the corner with those splashes and trying to get his own chant started, which I think might almost be stupider than the heavy chants.
Well, there's a lot of folks here in the audience tonight at Trev Dealey Motorcycles who are used to the open road. I'm sure they've seen Big Rig go down at a time or two. Big Rig charging up that motor, revving the engine. He's ready to go down the highway, looking for a splash. Gets nothing but 2 boots from Shooter, and now between the legs. Oh, nicely done. Drop kick right to the chest.
Yeah, Devin Shooter seemed he had almost every move in Big Rig's arsenal planned out there, ducking and weaving and able to get the shot in, and now giving him some kicks on the ground, trying to keep him as far away from Matt Bronson as he possibly can.
You can see on the outside Van Bruggen yelling at Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell, who now gets a face first impression on the top turnbuckle, followed by a elbow. Hard one, and another one. Oh my gosh, that's gonna send Big Rig down to the canvas. And Shooter, with that lethal elbow, gets the job done. And now, come on, a blatant choke right in front of the official.
Well, then maybe he should do something about it. There you go, Jesse.
Jesse, the warden, backing off Shooter. Oh, collides with Bronson on the outside, and Cordova Corporation starting to take over here in this first Gauntlet match.
Yeah, well, one of the, if not the most dominant factions in all of CAW, proving their dominance here tonight. Cover,
but only a 2 as Big Rig was able to slip out Scotty Mack, though, wisely staying on top of the action. And now polishing those well-defined abs and drops the elbow right across the jaw. Big Rig into the cover. Could it be it? No, did not hook the leg. Not going to put away Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell like that, but he appears to be in desperate need of a tag, and he is about as far away as he can be at the moment.
Yeah, the 51st State almost looking academic at this point, maybe taking advantage of that chemistry issue. Obviously, Matt Bronson and Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell not used to tagging with one another, but Scotty Mack and Devin Shooter quite the contrary.
The wishbone split on Big Rig. And come on, a stomp from the outside, the illegal man, Scotty Mack. And now an elbow right to the top of the head of Big Rig, and he is in a world of trouble here.
Maybe biting off more than he can chew. Even showing up here tonight, being in the crowd, and then being picked by Matt Bronson to all of a sudden get into action. But now Big Rig looking to fire up here with a couple body shots that are immediately thrown back by Devin Shooter.
Yeah, perhaps Big Rig did not have his normal warm-up as he would have otherwise done in a regular match if he was scheduled for action. And I have to wonder, in the back, how are the other two teams preparing? It is a random draw, so you don't know if you're coming out third or fourth. How do you get yourself prepared, not knowing when this match is going to end? Could end at any moment.
Yeah, that's the type of match that a gauntlet match is. It's all surprise. It's almost like a battle royale, but sometimes you do have a gauntlet match like this with a tag team where you kind of have a little cohesion going into it.
Oh, come on, Big Rig looking for the tag. Cordova on the outside. Drop down Bronson, who takes out the class act and now stomps away, but back inside the ring, Shooter with a double axe handle on the back of Big Rig, sending him now into the corner. What is Van Bruggen doing on the ring apron?
Just showing his presence, letting Big Rig and Matt Bronson know that the behemoth is still there, not to let him out of their minds anytime soon.
Nice snap there by Scotty Mack, who tags back in Devin Shooter. Shooter now continuing the offense on Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell, who, if he didn't desperately need a tag before, he absolutely, positively needs one now.
Yeah, just sitting in the middle of that ring, worse for wear, just waiting for Devin Shooter to strike, and he'll put him in a chokehold in the middle of the ring.
Trying to wear down Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell, applying all of his body weight to the back of the neck. Extreme pressure here on the upper body of Big Rig as he tries to get out of this. Official in good position to check on the status of Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell, but he's got a lot of fight, a lot of gas still in the tank as he gets back to his feet here. Got to try to break the hold, and does so with that jawbreaker. And now, can Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell get the tag? Shooter crawling to Scotty Mack. There was no tag there.
Seems referee Jesse Walker called it a tag, so we're gonna have to go with what the referee says here.
Well, so far as I understand it, Devin Shooter is still the legal man. So is Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell, who just charged through. The 51st State took them both down off their feet. And now's the tag to Matt Bronson, who comes in, takes down the legal man, takes down the illegal man. Bronson hitting everything that moves, trying to get his team back in the fight here.
Yeah, Bronson came out like a cannonball after getting that tag from Jimmy Mitchell. Now with Scotty Mack, up and down he goes.
Beautiful fall-away slam from Bronson, but gotta have eyes in the back of your head here. Shooter from behind off the second rope, got caught. What impressive strength by Matt Bronson as he lifts up Shooter. Unbelievable, drills him to the canvas. But is it enough to put him away?
Well, maybe if Matt Bronson would stop showboating and would go for the cover, it might have been, but looks like he wants to do more, and oh boy, here he goes up top.
Bronson scaling the ropes here. What could he have in mind as Shooter has got nowhere to go? Oh my goodness, what an elbow! 1, 2, and oh, on the outside, the official was pulled out from completing what surely would have been a 3. That damn Cordova And Big Rig is now the legal man. The tag has been made. I don't know if Jesse saw it, though. Scotty Mack has just pushed Big Rig off the top. He could have been looking for that 10-ton swanton. And now from behind, Shooter cocked and loaded with that left, taking down Bronson. And Jesse trying to get back into the match here.
Well, Jesse Walker letting his eye off the ball for a moment, letting himself be distracted.
He got pulled out of the ring. 1, 2, 3. Oh, damn it.
The West Coast Heavies have been eliminated.
Well, it sounds like King's Country have drawn the third straw here as they come down to the ring. Grant Sale and the young gun Jonathan Souls. And they look set for action. And wait just a moment here. Grant showing off his dance moves.
Or maybe just trying to see if he hasn't gone to the white tent one too many times.
And there is the young gun.
Well, Peter Brown, here are two young men that adding the CAW Tag Championships to their collection would almost help make them at the start of their young careers. The young gun Jonathan Souls and Grant Sale.
And of course, they certainly have history with the Cordova Corporation, a number of battles at Loft Country Wrestling out at Loft Country Farms. And of course, even here at Canadian Apex Wrestling, we saw the young gun and Grant Sale go against Van Bruggen, although as you might expect, they were unsuccessful because nobody has been able to solve the puzzle of Van Bruggen.
No, that is a behemoth and a monster that is yet to be defeated.
And now wait just a minute. The young gun has got Cordova by the throat here. Oh gosh. And the bell has not rung to start this second match. So Van Bruggen can do whatever he wants, and he just drilled the young gun, and here comes Grant striking away. Jesse is not yet called for the bell. Come on, get him out of there. He's not even in the damn match.
Well, if Jesse can get Van Bruggen out of here, then maybe we can start this match, but some order has to be in place here from Jesse Walker as Van Bruggen laying out Jonathan Souls and Grant Sale before the bell is even rung, and now Scotty Mack will go to work.
The bell has rung to begin this, the second match in our gauntlet for the Canadian Apex Wrestling Tag Team Championships. It is the 51st state representing the Cordova Corporation going against King's Country, represented by Grant Sale and the young gun. And right now it is Scotty Mack in full control.
Well, you asked about what to expect, Peter. I don't think that Jonathan Souls and Grant Sale expected an absolute onslaught attack from the Cordova Corporation as soon as they made their way into the ring, but that's what they got. And you know, that speaks to the tactical mind of Ty Cordova. He had the troops ready to go for battle right when those two came out, knew he could do what he wanted to do in between the bells, and he was able to get away with it.
And unfortunately, during all of that chaos, Scotty Mack and Devin Shooter were able to catch their breath as Van Bruggen did damage before the bell even rang. And now it is Devin Shooter all over the program. And they're picking up right where they left off to defeat Matt Bronson and Big Rig Jimmy Mitchell. Grant knocked down hard by Shooter, and how can he even attempt to get back in this match after Van Bruggen's assault before the bell even rang? Now into the cover, does not hook the leg, and is not going to put away Grant Sale like that.
Well, close calls already early here in this second matchup of this gauntlet match, and you have to wonder how long Grant Sale can stay inside that ring before his body just gives out from all this attacks.
Cordova Corporation does a good job at narrowing the focus down to only one competitor, and you can see Jonathan on the outside, the young gun trying to make as much noise as possible to get Grant over to their corner so he can make the tag. Grant now crawling. Arm reached out, Jonathan doing the same, and oh my gosh, what a shot. You could hear the smack. And now Shooter bringing back Grant to the corner. If there was no tag.
Jesse Walker, he has to keep his eye on the ball. And once again, letting himself get distracted here by the Cordova Corporation is Jesse Walker. He needs to keep his eye on this matchup.
Oh, Jesse is a great official, but the Cordova Corporation knows every trick in the book, and they will bend the rules to the furthest extent to make sure that they are successful here tonight in Vancouver as the sun starts to set on this beautiful evening. And will we potentially see the Cordova Corporation sweep the gauntlet here?
It's looking really good right now, I'll tell you that for free. Peter Brown as a cover in the middle of the ring to end this one, and a kick out from two at Grant Sale. But my lord, are the Cordova Corporation and the 51st State looking like they're in a bit of a flow state right now.
Yeah, they are certainly the team to beat. Young Gun has not even been in this match legally. And hopefully for his team's sake, they have recovered on the outside. And now Grant trying to get back into it here, reaching out, but the official distracted by Scotty Mack, who's complaining about his knee. Are you kidding me?
Jesse Walker once again letting himself get distracted by the Cordova Corporation, and now letting himself get distracted by Jonathan Souls.
Then the young gun being forced out of the action here and allowing the double team to continue on the other side of the ring. And this is no easy task for Jesse Walker to keep control of all of this chaos. 3 different matches here in this gauntlet. This is the middle frame, and it has been all Cordova Corporation.
As they would most certainly like to add those CAW tag team titles back into the corporation, take them out for their exquisite fancy lunches as a
Grant able to reverse there. A desperation shot to Scotty Mack, and now perhaps this is the opportunity that Grant has been looking for to get a legal tag to the young gun as he crawls out. Referees count now at 3. Both men close to their corners. Tag made to both men. Here comes in the young gun. Takes down Shooter, takes down Scotty Mack. And the young gun has got a lot of work to do here to get King's Country back into this fight.
As he picks up Scotty Mack and throws him down, maybe those training videos carrying the goats on his shoulders are starting to pay off for the young gun a bit as he's able to flip Ty Cordova into the ring.
Yeah, he is country tough, that is for sure. And everything went wrong at the outset of this match when they grabbed Ty Cordova. And now Cordova in the ring being held by Grant on the outside. What is the young gun thinking here?
Don't do it, Jonathan.
Ghost
Don't do
Ghost!
it!
Right down on Ty Cordova, taking him out of the equation here, but at what cost? As now a double team in the middle of the ring, but reversed, unbelievable strength by the young gun.
Well, he has come out hot. He had some time to regroup after that beat down from Van Bruggen before the match, and now he needs to do whatever he can to keep this momentum going.
And now back in the ring here. The program taken down. Scotty Mack and Cordova being carried out of here by Van Bruggen. Back in the ring. Switch from behind now. Reversal, and then 1, 2, he's got the tights, but just a 2 shooter almost stole it. And from behind 1, 2, 3! And that is an elimination!
Cordova Corporation has been eliminated!
Well, the final team, it is the Ashes. New All-Star Wrestling Tag Team Champions could pick the scraps here tonight. This is our final match in this gauntlet. The 51st state representing the Cordova Corporation have been eliminated. The stage is now set. It is the Ashes against King's Country. The winner of this fall will be the brand new Canadian Apex Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
As soon as that music hit, I knew exactly where these CAW Tag Team Championships are going, and that's around the shoulders of Angelo and Zaire.
Well, King's Country still got a lot of fight in them.
Still feeling the effects of that beatdown from the Cordova Corporation. You can see it.
Opportunity here perhaps for King's Country to catch their breath and recalculate here for the Ashes.
This is the final match of the gauntlet. The winners of this fall will be your Tag Team Champions!
A lot on the line here. All of the gold in the tag team division up for grabs. And Jesse Walker giving the final instructions to these two great tag teams.
Yeah, Jesse Walker gonna have to keep his eye on the ball here. We've seen him get distracted time in and time out in this gauntlet match.
Bell is rung for the final time. And it will be the young gun and Zaire starting off this final frame of the gauntlet to determine the new tag team champions. And the young gun getting the early advantage, looking for a quick win here. Submission could be on the horizon. And now wait just a moment.
Well, you're always quick to a comment when it comes to that kind of tag team wrestling, Peter Brown, but not much to say there, it seems, when it's the Ashes on the receiving end.
Well, you got to do what you got to do in these gauntlet matches, no matter what side of the equation that you are on. And I can't imagine that Angelo is going to be very thrilled with that, as now he's in as the legal man. But look at that. What a thrilling maneuver from the young gun. Shocked Angelo and then caught him with a knee in the partisan corner.
And the tag made there as Grant Sale works his way back into the match, taking Angelo into the corner, and another tag to get Jonathan Souls back in the matchup.
And you have to believe that the Ashes have been watching the extent of this match from the back. trying to get any last-minute strategy, whatever they can decide here. Beautifully done by the program. Almost got the 3. The Ashes coming in fresh as a daisy here.
And you got to imagine for the Ashes, it was a bit of a reroute when they saw the West Coast Heavies be eliminated from this matchup. We know the animosity that exists between these two teams, but they didn't even get a chance to look one another in the eye tonight.
Well, you could maybe make the argument, and I'm sure that the Ashes would, that they contributed to the elimination of the West Coast Heavies by putting Todd Quality out of action in their brawl at Jamestown at All-Star Wrestling. Their feud cannot be contained to just one promotion here in Vancouver.
No, this feud has gone to different promotions, different cities. Hell, I would be surprised if it ends up in a different province at this point now.
No, absolutely. And into the cover now, nearly a 3, but Zaire able to keep his team in the match, pulling his tag team partner to the partisan corner. Big boot to the young gun. Zaire showing a lot of good strategy here with the tag, realizing that Angelo was in a lot of trouble. And now we're right back to where we started at the outset of this match. Atomic drop. And now look at this double team maneuver coming up as the program goes high in the sky, drops the double axe handle down on the dome of Zaire.
As the Ashes looking for a way to find their way into the match, and they might have it here as an Irish whip into the corner by Zaire, but Grant Sale able to kick out of it into a drop kick, sending Zaire down to the canvas.
Another quick tag made, and you feel that the offense is starting to roll here for Kings Country as the young gun picks up his opposition. Look at that great strength, unbelievable. Picked a man up, and Zaire, though, able to get behind him with a reversal and kick him down. And now look at this ground and pound with a lot of aggression. And the Ashes, full of confidence, fresh off of their All-Star Wrestling Tag Team Championship victory. They defeated the Hive at the Abbotsford Agri Fair. Of course, you can see that on the All-Star Wrestling YouTube channel. And Jonathan just saw nothing but the boots of Angelo right in his face. And now he's basically being held up by that top rope.
And something that comes into mind for me right now, Peter Brown, is training. I mentioned earlier, it seems Jonathan Souls doesn't really train in a wrestling ring. He just kind of carries goats around on Instagram. And
goats?
Goats? It seemed like it was goats. I'm not the
well,
zoologist, but I'd assume they were goats that he's been carrying on his shoulders on Instagram. Grant Sale, obviously, we know his training background, but talking about the Ashes, you cannot leave out the equation of the architect, Seth freaking Rollins, hand-picked, hand-trained for the Ashes by the architect himself, Seth Rollins, and they are showing just why that kind of training is important.
Yeah. This team has very quickly made a name for themselves here in the Vancouver territory after they arrived on the scene. Maybe the fastest rising team that I have seen in some time to earn a championship in All-Star Wrestling, and now perhaps here tonight on the precipice of another championship if they can put away Kings Country. They are looking good right now as Angelo sends Zaire into the young gun, and now Zaire sending the young gun into Angelo with that great drop kick into the cover. Pushes the face down but did not hook the leg, and now that's going to get some aggression from the young gun. Young gun striking back here. They're just walloping each other in the middle of the ring. It looks like Angelo getting the better of it, backed the young gun into their corner, and now missed with that one. Jonathan with the reversal, picked him up. Tag made, though, on the outside of the ring. I don't think young gun realizes it. Zaire with that leaping back elbow took the young gun down. Great tag team continuity from the Ashes.
Well, once again, chemistry coming through, shining bright here in this gauntlet match.
Well, here comes the program trying to get back into this fight. took both men down. Here comes Angelo off the ropes, missed, and got caught with a power slam from the program, who's going into the deep reserves here, showing what he has learned on Loft Country Farms, and now driving Zaire to the canvas. Could have rocked him. And now, tag made. Both of the Ashes are down on their backs. Young Gun going up top. Only to be cut off by Angelo, and that's going to bring back in Grant. Jesse trying to get him back to his corner.
He's letting himself get distracted once again is what he's doing
and
here.
Wait, the championships, the tag team championships from All-Star Wrestling. Angelo just used them to take out the Young Gun behind the official's back. Jonathan hasn't moved since that title struck him in the head. And now, wait a minute, he just threw in the urn and now calling for the official. And that's the right thing to do, but oh my gosh, what a double team move from the Ashes into the cover. Not this way, not this way, it's over. Yes! What an incredible effort from King's Country, but it was the Ashes with every dirty trick in the book, but it doesn't matter because they got the 1, 2, 3, and now they are All-Star Wrestling Tag Team Champions and the brand new Canadian Apex Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
Move over, West Coast Heavies. There is a new set of gold collectors in town, and their names are Angelo and Zaire, the Ashes.
What a gauntlet match did we see? And it was the Ashes who came in last. Luck of the draw or not, they will leave Trev Dealey tonight gold in both of their hands.
Quickly proving themselves to be one of the most dominant tag teams in all of the Pacific Northwest. And they just added more gold around their shoulders. Well, Peter, you know what? This looks like fun. I think I'm gonna go backstage and hang out with these guys. I think I'm gonna go bask in the glory. That is Angelo and Zaire the Ashes. Excuse me, I'll be back.
Well, Jordan has now just left the broadcast position to bask in the glory of the Ashes as they make their way around Trev Dealey motorcycles here. They are the new Canadian Apex Wrestling Tag Team Champions. An unbelievable turn of events here tonight in Vancouver.